Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today we're going to go on the political psychic tarot reading of a case that several subscribers have asked me to do a reading on. Alright, I'm going to do a reading on today Trump's case in Fulton County, Georgia, which is the election interference case. Trump and 18 others are on the defensive against the prosecution of Fulton County Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. So let's chime in and see. Now, a lot of people, there's been like a lot of things in the news about the case, and there's evidence on the defense side, the Trump side, that they have that the two leading prosecutors, Willis and Wade, have perjured themselves in terms of like their interest. Conflict of interest is the defense point of view, because they were romantically involved with each other, and she hired him on a date that has been disputed, and there's proof to add to the dispute. And people are wondering if the prosecution is this way with their details sloppy and discrepant. Details are sketchy and misleading. Then how can she be? How can the case go ahead? Okay, so now let's do 3 cards and see about this case. The case is, we can ask, will the trial in Fulton County go forward, be dismissed because of the evidence that was procured, stating the timeline is questionable, and the timeline is the conflict, shows a conflict of interest. However, it's important to realize this isn't the Trump trial yet. This is the evidence procurement, the evidence hearing, which is part of the trial. However, let's see. Alright, we have 3 cards. Now, the question is, will the Trump trial be dismissed because of the new details in the evidence hearing, which does show that there is a time discrepancy between the prosecutor and the special agent, and the one she hired, her boyfriend. There is a time limit to what they said, they came in contact, what they did, so forth and so on. So let's see what these cards can say, the psychic forces. Let's see. Now, will the trial be dismissed? Alright, the first thing we have is the 5 of Wands, conflict. We have what I just described. If the prosecution is faulty and full of problems, how can they, what legs do they have? How can they say anybody else, how can they point the finger where they themselves are guilty of misinformation? Here we have the 8 of Wands. More conflict. Again, you have to be skeptical at best to be able to believe what they say, since they perjured themselves with the evidence that they have with the phone records. I mean, according to the timeline, what they said it did not happen, and they gave it the timeline they did give. It's before they became lovers. In other words, they're asking basically, did Fani Willis give Nathan Wade a job because he was her lover, boyfriend, girlfriend? And they already had that's a conflict of interest. They're working together on something that could affect Trump and his defense in a negative manner. Now we have the Ace of Swords, which is, again, I would say, wind, communication. Communication is definitely the faulty factor in the case. But is it enough to get Trump case dismissed? Again, it looks like we have like battles going on, fight. But then again, this here indicates the Ace of Swords. This is just the evidence hearing. This is not the case. And if they switch out, if both the prosecutor Willis and Wade become dysfunctional to the cause, the question is, does the whole case fall apart? No, not necessarily. However, let's see a bit more information. Since we all know that March 1st is coming Friday. It's coming Friday, yes, a week from now. We're going to have a court hearing to see if the DA, Fani Willis, should be removed from the case based on her, I guess, ethics or conduct. The judge could also say that legally that the defense could file a certificate of review, and the judge could say, I can't do this right now, I can't make an opinion, and the case will go forward with Trump, against Trump, or with Trump, and all the other 18 people, and then after it's all over, verdicts and such decided, then the review could come in. So it's sloppy. It's the legal system that, let's take some more readings on. All right, so let's see. The first thing we should see, we pretty much know what the Five of Wands is all about, the fight, the conflict. But let's see now. Now, it's almost as though they're trying, Trump defense is trying to say, how could he get a fair trial with this kind of prosecution? With all these corruption versus corruption. Basically, I think in the layman's terms, that's what it is. So let's just throw two cards here. And let's shuffle. And let's do the Eight of Wands as well. The Eight of Wands, which is the, you have to be careful. What are we treading on? I mean, our legal system is really being scrutinized because of the participants. One side, you're saying you interfered with an election, 2020, and the other side is saying that who are you? What is what validity do you have when you can't even account for your time and money? Are you using taxpayer money for your relationship? And are you it's two minuses two negatives do not bring a positive, in other words, even though mathematically it's possible, but in ethics wise, no. So let's see now. Okay, 2. We're examining the danger zone. Alright, let's see now. Now the conflict is again obvious. We have regret, the Five of Cups, and we also have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. And which is something, it makes the stalemate. We have fire and water, which everybody knows what fire does to, what water does to fire. Well, we have a conflict that has a loss to it. It's a loss of reputation, a loss of dignity, a loss of legally. It puts like Swiss cheese on things, like holes. I mean, again, pointing the finger. Who are you to say your judgment is faulty? So keep in mind that even though we have here the 5 of Cups, we still have 2 elements going on. And so I would say, yeah, you could knock down a few people, but you still have the case going on. And then here we have here the 6 of Cups, which means the conflict, they're trying to negate, it seems to be negate, cancel each other out. They're crap on both sides. And it's still looking, still searching for information. So it's a conflict that grows. It's not dead yet. It's growing, because we have here, you know, on the 5 of Cups, we have 3 down, 2 up, and we have the 6 of Cups, we have the search. We'll continue. So that's the nature of the conflict. Looking for more information to discredit the participants on either side, both sides. Alright, now we have the dangers, the perils of this conflict, of this case. Is it enough to get Trump case thrown out? Well, there's a chance, because we have a struggle here. The swords, not the swords, we have the wands, we have the, again, we're following the 8 of Swords, precarious situation, and then we're having here the burden of the proof. The burden of the proof to show that it is the sun is not exactly, the system is not infallible, the system has holes in it. Something has holes, the story has holes in it. And there's more involved, the more involvement. So okay, so we have here, okay, so we still know that you're digging, and digging, and here we have here the Ace of Swords, meaning some information is coming down the pipeline. Now what can this information be like? I would say let's go with shuffle and see what kind of a nature this information that's going to be part of this whole scenario of fight, and where's it going. And it could be just an information, like, I mean, here we have in the 8 of Wands, and we have the 9 of Wands, which is, and we have the Sun, which means it's a wearing down, it's a whittling, wearing down of like sides. It's not, it's almost saying it's not going to be, they don't expect to have a win-win situation, we're just to tear down and wear down. But what do we lose in the process? That's the question. What are we losing? We'll ask that in a moment. What are we losing in the process? Are we going to lose the Trump trial? No, the Trump trial is only the hearing the evidence and changing. Do we change Fani? Do we change Nathan? Do their credibility, are they in the, you know, are they going to be, their case is removed from this case. The two things have almost nothing to do with each other. So you get rid of the vanguard, you change the captain, you change the first lieutenant. The ship still sails. Alright, let's see now. Let's get a bit of a clue about the Ace of Swords. What could this new intel, this new communique, what could this birth be? This Ace of Swords. could this be? What kind of direction does this go? Let me just see. No, direction. What kind of direction can the Ace of Swords have? What kind of info is possible? Alright, let's see. Alright, 2 down. I'm very excited to find out more about this case. Alright, the Ace of Swords. Just what could slant this? Well, the Ace of Swords is more damning material. We have here fire and air, which means, I think, to have Fani Willis, and Wade on the case is not a ticket to success. I think she will be removed, even though the hem and haw, but her credibility factor is a sore point. So, now, we have here dismal agitation. Will Trump's trial, how would this affect Trump's trial? No, alright. Maybe, as I said, it seems to me it's just a process to continue to take up air, take up space, demoralize. It's not for any particular, I mean, justice is already, cases like this, the RICO Act, racketeering, it comes under racketeering and corruption. In this case, it's high profile, and there's a lot of aspects to it that basically, in the hearing, this is conference time. How much will come out? How much will come out? Televised? It could be. It's not going to be an O.J. Simpson trial. No. Too much to lose on both sides. Too much to lose. It won't be good. So, anyway, let's see more about, okay, Trump's trial. How does this affect it? Let's take these two. Maybe one more. The Hermit and Strength. One person comes out. Strength. Well, I would say there's an isolation. Someone's getting isolated, and there's going to be some people. I think the number, there's 18 defendants. 18 defendants will be lessened. It does affect the case. It does affect the case. A lot of the bark, the bite, will leave the whole nature of the trial. And the fact that we have the Hermit, one more card. I'm finding, alright, let's put that there. Let's take that out. We have the Two of, I took out the Two of Pentacles. Because it could be those two. It could be Willis. It could be Willis and Wade, Fani and Nathan. It could be out. But the question is, how does this Trump trial? Just one card. It continues. It continues. Or does it continue? Alright. The King of Swords. It continues. It continues because it continues because this is just evidence, not evidence hearing. This is not the trial. Evidence hearing. And so you get rid of like Fani and Nathan, or you can just whittle them down to their integrity is like shot. But the trial still continues. The trial still continues. Okay, so that's so we'll have to see what the court hearing is on Friday, next March 1st, and let's just take it from there and see what happens. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and if you thumbs up, thumbs down, if you have any comments, please don't hesitate to share, subscribe if you want to hear some more, if you found it interesting, and until next time, thank you very much. Bye-bye.